Hello fellow gaijins, welcome back to the channel. Damn, it feels good to say that. I have this list of destinations in Japan that I have been updating for 2 or 3 years, and I haven't touched it for about 1.5 years now, because I didn't have the chance or the opportunity to go to Japan in the near future, as most of you know, obvious reasons, and most of you guys probably are in a similar situation. So I want to look at this list, just go through it and rate the places from 0 to 10. We will probably not go through all of them, but a few, and just look at them in Google, check out the places, and then rate them. You can leave your ratings as well. And I want to make a ranking for places that I want to go most and least from that list, which, keep in mind, are places that I wrote down because I find them interesting. So they might give you an idea for when you make travel plans in the future. As you can see, the list has quite a lot of entries, and we will just look at the first few and Google them and see where Google takes us, because I don't remember what I wrote here because it's been a few years now. So the first one is Kairakuen Garden. Bruh. I cannot mix Japanese with English. Whenever I mix Japanese with English, I either pronounce the English part Japanese or the Japanese part in an English accent. Kairakuen Garden in Ibaraki. Let's see where that takes us. God damn, that looks nice. Fun fact, I've never been to Japan in spring, which is sad, but this looks like a destination you want to go to in spring because of the sakura, and that looks amazing. Kairakuen Garden. Show this. Oh. So, as the name suggests, it's a garden. I like gardens, but I think it's not the most, insanely exciting thing for me. It's a cool thing. I love gardens, especially Japanese gardens. Oh, I know this! This has been in Fukuoka while I was there. This weird egg event where they had a lot of colorful eggs, like you can see here on this picture. In wait, let me show you. Fukuoka Castle. Yeah. There we go. Ruins illumination. This thing. Here they had a lot of these eggs. There. That's how they looked like. These random ass eggs that were everywhere in this park. It was quite interesting. You could even touch them because they weren't weak or something, and they couldn't really break. They were really heavy, and it lit up the whole park in rainbow color, as you can see here. Really cool thing. And then they had a illumination show. They had huge animals on the walls of the castle, and it looked quite... Oh wait, I can show you. Yeah, that's how it looked like. It's kind of, you can't really see it well, but it's animals walking around on the castle walls, and it was really nice. Huge, right? You're as you can see, this little thing down here is a human, so huge illumination, and the whole park is a big place, so pretty impressive. So I guess Kairakuen Garden also does this, which I feel is cool. Kairakuen Garden. I would give this a 6, in my opinion. If you rate this higher, don't feel bad about it. I'm just not so much of a koin guy, so a garden or park guy. I like them, don't get me wrong, but I prefer other stuff. So let's see what the next thing on my list is. It is Hachinohe in Aomori. Hachinohe Aomori. Okay. I'm not sure why I wrote this down, but this is impressive. What happened here? That's a big boat. That's a lot of birds. It looks very distant. Aomori is not the central part of Japan, in terms of tourism. So it kind of makes sense that it doesn't look very touristy. I'll give this a 4 just because the pictures don't look very enticing for me. The next one on the list is Miyajidake Shrine in Fukuoka. I love Fukuoka. It's my place. I want to go there again. And I've never been to this place, and I've wanted to go here for a while, but I never had the chance. So I guess I put this on the list because it looks amazing, especially the sunset from up there. 8 out of 10 for me, this place. It's amazing. The shrine is pretty interesting with those huge ropes, right? Big ropes. If you like big things, go there. That was a bad joke. I give this an 8 out of 10 because Fukuoka, first of all, I recommend if you go to Japan, visit Fukuoka. Amazing people, amazing place, and amazing shrines. Of course, probably it doesn't measure up to Kyoto, but still pretty nice. It even has these torii gates in Fukuoka. Nakano in Tokyo is the next place I put on my list. Oh, that's like a shotengai, I think is what you call it in Japanese, which is like a shopping mall in a way, or it's more like a shopping street because it's always a very long, very narrow street with a lot of shops in the street on the sides, right? Like this. So I guess that's Nakano. Here it says a guide to Tokyo's underground otaku and foodie paradise, I assume, which sounds amazing. I love shopping in Japan. If you didn't know, Japan has nailed the shopping for tourists, or just in general shopping. They know how to entice you to go to their shops. Like, I'm not sure why, but whenever I'm in Japan, I want to buy things. I always go to shopping districts and malls, and then I come home with 50 things because it's such a good, I don't know, it's such a good atmosphere. The atmosphere always makes me really happy, and then I get more willing to buy stuff. And then I see really cute stuff, and they always display it in such a nice way. It's just a Japanese way of marketing, I guess, that I'm always really hooked on. And shotengai really hit this weak spot for me where I always get hungry, and then I want to buy a lot of food and street food, and then I go buy souvenirs, and it always, you know. And once you've gotten through the whole street, you already lost like 100 bucks. That's how I feel about shotengais. For me, it's a 7 out of 10. Shotengais are in general always very similar. I think there are exceptions, like really good shotengais and crappy ass shotengais. I think this one looks like a very premium one, especially because it is in Tokyo, of course. Yeah, 7 out of 10. Oh, this one is a very famous one, I think. It's the terraced rice fields in Hamanoura. And those just look... I think if I remember correctly, they are quite a long way from Tokyo because it's somewhere in the south, if I remember correctly. Here it says it is in Kyushu, but I'm not sure which prefecture. Here it says Saga, so it's in Saga-ken. That's a prefecture near Fukuoka. Again, the sunset, whenever I go somewhere with a sea, like a sea view at least, I always want to see the sunset. The sunset for me, whenever I'm somewhere at a coast, is a 10 out of 10. But because a place like this, where it's like famous just for this, it's a big place, of course, but it's just one destination, I cannot rate it 10 out of 10, of course. But the view, 10 out of 10. Looks really good. I've never been there, by the way. These are all places I've never been to, just so you know. I cannot rate them from experience. I just rate them from what I see here. Take everything I say with a grain of salt and do your own research, but that's my impression at least. It looks really nice. For me, it's like a 7 out of 10 again. It's really, really cool, especially with illumination like that. I'm not even sure from what perspective that is. I think it's quite close, but it could be really far away. I can't really tell. Like, are those streets or is that just really tiny lights? This is what I mean. Exactly this is what I mean. When you have this peak color combination of yellow, red, orange. It's really nice. Yeah, that's what I would like to see if I go there. And maybe this, if there is firework there, this would become an 8 out of 10 or even a 9 out of 10 for me if I can go there while there is firework. Probably in the summer, if I would have to guess, because fireworks in summer, Japan loves fireworks in summer. If you're in Japan during summer, every second day there will be a firework somewhere near you. It's insane. Alright, the next place is Kamakura with the huge Buddha. Oh, I like huge Buddhas, you know? The huge Buddhas. I wish a huge Buddha like this would pick me up one day and just show me Japan from above. That's always been a dream of mine. But imagine a huge Buddha just stands up. Like, this guy is huge, okay? Here you can see the size. These are humans. That's the Buddha. Imagine the guy sits up and then he's like, come here. And then he takes you and just does. You get what I mean? Isn't that something everybody would like to achieve? Am I weird? The big Buddha, 9 out of 10. Automatically, I want to see all the big Buddhas in Japan. I've been to the one in Fukuoka, the lying one. His feet are huge. I stood beside this foot and I felt small in comparison, right? Just a foot. So imagine how big the Buddha has to be. If you are interested and you want to be spoiler about how big it is, if you like want to go there but you still want to see it before you go, just Google Big Buddha in Fukuoka and I'm sure you will find a picture of it. But this one is in Kamakura, and I want to see the Buddha, but the place itself, Kamakura itself, is the ideal, like, little, but close to Tokyo, rural town, right? It's quite small, but it's still very close to Tokyo, and that makes it really interesting for tourists, I think. Here you can see that it is below Yokohama, which is below Tokyo, so quite close. I think it's not too far. It's like 1 hour by Shinkansen or just by normal train even. I'm not sure. I've never been, so I don't know, but I think it's really close. If you're in Tokyo and you have the time, definitely go visit Yokohama and Kamakura. I've heard they're amazing. I want to do that the next time, or the first time I'm in Tokyo, the next time I go to Japan. The next one on the list is Futako-to... Oh my god, why do these places have tongue twisters as name? I don't get that. Futako-Tamagawa. Futako-Tamagawa. Say that 3 times in a row. Futako-Tamagawa. Futako-Tamagawa. It's in Tokyo. Futako-Tamagawa. My god. This is Futako-Tamagawa. And it looks really nice. It's peaceful, I would say. Even though these places are very urban, this looks really peaceful. And this is the beauty of Tokyo. If you're in the middle of Tokyo, it's very, very urban, right? Cars, buildings. Here and there, there's a shrine with a little park, but that's it. But you go out of Tokyo just a few kilometers, and you will find places like this. Very beautiful parks, beautiful, huge open spaces with a lot of trees, which blows my mind for a dense place, like an urban place, to have a lot of green stuff outside of it is always amazing to hear when I hear about Tokyo, and I'm really excited to see this for myself. And places like this one, Futako-Tamagawa, it looks just so cool, and it seems to be in Tokyo, right? The last place I want to look at is Tsukishima. If you know Japanese, you know that Shima means island, and goddamn, I'm a sucker for evening in Japan. Everything looks way better when it's evening in Japan. Everywhere in Japan looks so good when you're in the city. Because the illuminations and the vibe is just so retro, man. I don't know. Do you know those retro pictures or those pixel arts with those lightings and just this amazing atmosphere of you want to go into a shop and buy a ramen and just this little table with a lot of people around you and you just and you talk to them and stuff, right? This is the vibe I love about almost every city in Japan. I haven't been to too many of them, but the ones I have been to always had this particular vibe here in the evening. Of course, it's not all over the city, but even the places where there were no people, right? The places where I used to live in Fukuoka was always a very abandoned place, so it was still in the core of the city, but there were not too many people around in the evening. I would still go outside and just enjoy the heck out of just walking on the streets because everything looks so good. It just looks so good. I can't even describe it. This is a picture that reminds me of that. Tsukishima. And it seems to be very urban. In terms of just looking at it, it looks nice to walk around in. So 6 out of 10 for me. But this picture in particular really brought me back to thinking about the evenings in Japan that are my favorite thing when I go there. My favorite. I go outside at 2 in the morning to get an ice cream in the summer, or to get a hot ramen in winter, and it feels amazing. It's the best thing. If you go to Japan, go out in the evening. Alright, my camera's dying, so I think that's it for now. Every picture I looked at today hits this little spot in me that tells me to go back. I feel like I need to go back to relive these little moments, and also live in new moments that, I don't know, make me feel nostalgic. But that's a topic for another video. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you guys, and I will see you in the next one. Mata ne!
Something to buy the bug, yeah. The buy the buy, yeah.